So obviously, they got that Duke. Cooper Flag is the Duke, the Blue Devil. The Dukes just goes into Edom. You know what I mean? The Dukes of Edom. You know what I mean? Obviously, Edom, mixed up with the Gentiles over time, but it goes into the Dukes. The kings. So all that stuff is all just set up. You know what I mean? It's all connected. And that's why they play at the American Airlines Arena, because, and it's serious too. Reason I forgot to mention, because Cooper Flag is on the team. You got Clay, you got you have Clay, you have obviously Kyrie, Anthony Davis, etc. So it just goes into Judah, and then you got the flag, the Cooper Flag, Judah and Gentiles coming together, but it's all duality, So you got the American Airlines Arena where they play at, because it goes right to the plane. And when you understand the plane, it goes right to the wings, because in 1 Thessalonians 4:17, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we forever be with the Lord. Because the cloud, it just goes to the cloud of witnesses, the saints. When you spell cloud, you even got Lou in it, and Lou is eternal, C. Lou, Carol Lewis, which I'll get to all that later on. But you see how all this is connected. That's why on our All-American show, remember you had Billy on the right. Billy is just short for William. Exodus 3:14, I am that I am, the will of I am, the will of God, the William. And then you go on the left, you got Coop. Remember Coop was connected to Billy and Spencer James on All-American. So they already know that Exodus on them planes is coming. So that's why it says in that day there should be an altar to the Lord in the midst of the land of Egypt, and a pillar at the border thereof to the Lord, and there should be four signs for a witness of the Lord of hosts, which are a shadow of things to come with the bodies of Christ. The top of the altar is measured at 76 degrees, foreshadowing the kingdom to come. The altar stand 5,776 inches. It's a sign and witness unto the Lord of hosts. He will return a human. As it's written, behold, he come in flesh. Those who reject are Antichrist. The altar stand 5,776 inches. The 5 being for the 5th day, the 7 for the 7th month of July, then the 76th, the July 5th, 1976 birthday. That's why July 4th they shoot their fireworks to heaven. So let's delve into this stuff. This is very important knowledge.